Chosen one, listen with your spirit. Your presence here is not the result of coincidence. You were not led to these words by accident. Heaven has intentionally guided your steps, bringing you into this moment according to God's perfect timing. You are here because the divine timetable has reached your appointed season. You are standing at the entrance of a supernatural financial shift, a heavenly transfer of provision that cannot be explained by human reasoning, but only by the power and faithfulness of God. Chosen one, the law of assumption is more than an idea. It is a spiritual principle rooted in Scripture. As Proverbs 2:3-7 reminds us, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. What you embrace in faith, what you accept with unwavering confidence, begins to shape the direction of your life. Today, heaven is speaking over you with authority. You are no longer chasing abundance. You have been brought into alignment with God's provision. Let this be your confirmation. The season of lack has come to an end. The days of barely getting by are passing away. You are entering a season marked by overflowing provision, unexpected favor, and opportunities that only God can open. Chosen one, strengthen your faith, because this is your appointed moment. The life of increase you have been praying for is no longer distant. It is unfolding before you now. It has already been established in heaven. Chosen one, receive these words with expectation. This is not merely another encouraging message. It is a prophetic reminder that what is firmly settled within your spirit through faith will, in God's perfect time, become visible in your life. This is not empty imagination or positive thinking alone. It is a spiritual reality woven into the way God calls his people to believe. The law of assumption is about bringing your heart into complete agreement with what heaven has already spoken over you. In this very moment, you are being positioned to walk in greater provision, lasting freedom, and the supernatural breakthrough that God has prepared for your life. You did not stumble here by mistake. Something in your spirit pulled you to this moment. This is a divine appointment, perfectly timed and carefully orchestrated. Right now, you are standing at the edge of a millionaire reality, a reality that has been tugging at your heart and whispering through your prayers. This video is not simply information. It is an atmosphere. It is here to soak your thoughts, your words, and your beliefs until every part of your being begins to declare the truth. You are chosen. You are favored. You are already walking in abundance. I know how it feels to wonder if the promise will ever arrive. I know the weight of bills stacked higher than hope and the frustration of praying in silence when nothing seems to change. But I have also experienced heaven stepping in with provisions so precise, so timely, that I knew it could only be divine. That is why I can say with certainty, the same God who came through for me is coming through for you. Chosen one, your story is shifting. The reason this word has appeared in your life now is because you are ready. You are prepared to receive a mantle of wealth that carries more than money. It carries responsibility, stewardship, and legacy. Heaven is not just funding your dreams. Heaven is positioning you to fund the dreams of others. Remember what the word declares. All things work together for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. You are that called one. Pause here and reflect. This is your journey. Not everyone will understand it, and not everyone is meant to walk with you into it. Some will dismiss the vision. Some may even mock the idea, but you must stay anchored, because your transformation depends on your ability to keep believing even when others cannot see what you carry. If this word is stirring you, mark this moment in faith. Leave 77 tons in the comments, not as superstition, but as a declaration of agreement. Like this message. Subscribe so that you remain aligned with future revelation. And replay this word until it saturates every hidden place in your heart. The more you engage, the more you embody, the faster the reality will materialize. Here is the revelation. You are already a millionaire, not one day in the future, not after years of waiting. Right now, the divine does not bend to man's timelines. Heaven responds to faith, to alignment, and to assumption. And today, heaven is responding to you. Chosen one, declare it boldly, I am a millionaire. It is done. Carry that truth into every room, every decision, every thought, and watch as heaven confirms what you have already embraced. Chosen one, now that you have declared with boldness that you are already a millionaire, the next step is to embody that reality. To embody means more than to speak. It means to live, to breathe, to walk in the posture of the promise. Many can say the words, I am wealthy, but only a few allow those words to shape their decisions, their habits, and their outlook on life. To truly manifest this divine transfer, you must not only proclaim it, you must live as though it is already here. Think of it this way. When a seed is planted in the ground, the farmer waters it and protects it, not because he sees the fruit immediately, but because he knows the harvest is already secured. He doesn't doubt whether the seed will grow. He trusts the process. In the same way, you must begin to water the identity of wealth that has been spoken over you. Walk with the confidence of someone who already carries abundance. Move as though every step is guided by heaven toward increase. Chosen one, I know what it feels like to live under the shadow of doubt. I know how fear whispers. What if it doesn't happen? What if you fail? What if the dream collapses? Those voices are the residue of your old reality. But hear me, millionaire. The anointed ones who walk in supernatural flow do not live by fear. They live by certainty. They carry themselves with assurance, not because they see every detail, but because they know the source of their provision is unshakable. From this moment forward, you must let go of the thoughts that pull you into lack. Stop entertaining the idea that you are still waiting. Stop replaying old stories that tell you abundance is for others, but not for you. Those patterns are like chains, and today those chains break. Instead, align every thought with your new reality. Ask yourself daily, what would the millionaire version of me choose? How would the anointed version of me respond when you think from that place? When you act from that identity, heaven rushes to confirm it. And do not forget your emotions. Chosen one, they are not small things. Emotions are signals broadcasting your vibration into the unseen. When you live in worry, when you stew in anxiety, your energy lowers and you disconnect from the frequency of abundance. But when you live in gratitude, in joy, in expectancy, you magnetize heaven's supply. Gratitude, especially, is a supernatural accelerator. When you thank God for the little you see today, He releases more tomorrow. Gratitude proves that your heart is ready to steward wealth with reverence. I encourage you to envision it daily. Close your eyes and picture yourself walking in financial freedom. See the peace on your face, the joy in your steps, the generosity flowing from your hands. Imagine the new environments you will enter, the doors that will open, the people you will bless. As you see it, your spirit begins to believe it. As you believe it, your energy begins to attract it. But hear me. Embodying the millionaire mindset is not a one-time choice. It is a daily commitment. Each morning, you must rise and remind yourself, I am already wealthy. It is already done. Each evening, you must let that truth guard your rest. Abundance is flowing toward me even while I sleep. The repetition will transform your subconscious until wealth becomes your natural state of being. Chosen one. Live today as the person you are already becoming. The mindset is the soil, and your faith is the seed. Water it with gratitude. Guard it with confidence. And watch as the harvest of wealth begins to manifest in your reality. Chosen one. As you step into your millionaire identity, there is one vital step you cannot skip: releasing the limiting beliefs that have chained you to lack. These beliefs are subtle, yet powerful. They hide in the background of your mind, whispering lies like, I can't be wealthy, or money is too hard to come by. They are like invisible bars in a cage, keeping you from walking into the freedom that already belongs to you. But hear me. These beliefs are not absolute truths. They are stories, and stories can be rewritten. Some of these stories were planted in childhood. Maybe you grew up in a home where money was always scarce, and you absorbed the idea that financial security is nearly impossible. Perhaps society told you that only a select few ever experience abundance. Maybe past failures convinced you that you are not capable or worthy. Chosen one. None of these are heaven's verdict over your life. They are illusions. And today you are breaking free. The first step is awareness. Begin to notice how you feel when you think about wealth. Does your stomach tighten? Do old fears rise up? Do you hear an inner voice saying, that's not for you? That voice is not your truth. It is your limitation. Awareness exposes the lie, so you can dismantle it. The second step is to challenge the lie. When the thought says, you'll never be wealthy, pause and ask, who said so? Is it your creator? No. Heaven has already declared that abundance is your inheritance. The lie may feel real because it has echoed in your head for years, but a lie repeated is still a lie. The truth is this: you are chosen, and chosen ones are called to overflow. The third step is replacement. You cannot simply remove a belief. You must plant a stronger one in its place. When the lie says, money is hard to come by, replace it with, wealth flows to me with ease. When the lie says, I am not worthy of abundance, declare, I am worthy because I am chosen. Speak it daily until your subconscious accepts it as your new reality. This is not empty affirmation. It is spiritual reprogramming. Chosen one. I've lived this. I remember the days when fear kept me from dreaming big. I believed that abundance was for other people, not for me. But as I began to declare new truths, I am wealthy, I am favored, I am chosen, something shifted inside me. Doors opened, provision came, and I realized the truth had been waiting for me to agree with it all along. That same shift is waiting for you. Visualize the version of yourself who is already free from limitation. See yourself walking boldly, expecting doors to open. Feel the peace of knowing wealth is not a struggle, but a natural state. As you hold this vision, your mind rewires itself. and your spirit rises into alignment with abundance. Chosen one. Remember, your beliefs are the architects of your reality. If you cling to lack, you will live in lack. But if you align with abundance, your world will reflect abundance. Release the old chains, replace them with truth, and step boldly into your identity. The cage door is open. It is time to walk free. Chosen one. Now that you have declared your identity and broken free from limiting beliefs, the next step is to align yourself with the energy of wealth. This is more than positive thinking. It is spiritual positioning. Everything in this universe, including money, carries vibration. Wealth has its own frequency. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions resonate with that frequency, abundance flows toward you as naturally as rivers run to the sea. The truth is, many people unknowingly live in the vibration of lack. They say things like, "I don't have enough," or "It's too hard." These words are not harmless. They send signals into the unseen, reinforcing delay and struggle. But when you shift your language and begin to say, "I have more than enough. Wealth flows to me with ease," you lift your frequency and call abundance into your life. Chosen one. Your thoughts are seeds. Every thought carries energy, and those seeds grow into experiences. If you continue to think from scarcity, you will continue to live in scarcity. But if you think from abundance, you will live in abundance. Begin catching your old thoughts the moment they arise. When fear says, "There isn't enough," answer back with, "I live in overflow." When doubt says, "This will never happen," respond, "It is already done." Heaven responds to the voice of faith. Your emotions also matter deeply. Think of emotions as magnets. Worry and fear lower your vibration, pushing away the very blessings you long for. Gratitude and joy, however, pull blessings toward you. Gratitude is one of heaven's most powerful accelerators. When you give thanks for what you already have, even if it seems small, you prove to heaven that your heart can handle more. Gratitude multiplie provision. That's why Jesus gave thanks before the loaves multiplied. Thanksgiving activates increase. Chosen one. I encourage you to cultivate a daily practice of gratitude. Each morning, speak out 3 things you are thankful for, even if they seem ordinary. The breath in your lungs, the roof over your head, the chance to begin again. As you do, your heart will swell with joy, and that joy will draw abundance toward you. You cannot be overlooked when you radiate gratitude. But alignment is not only about thoughts and emotions, it is about action. Your choices must agree with the reality you claim. Ask yourself, what would the millionaire version of me do? Would that version manage money with respect? Would they invest boldly in growth and opportunity? Would they avoid fear-driven decisions? Every action is a vote for the future you are creating. Even how you handle the little you have now sends a message to heaven. If you treat your current resources with gratitude and care, you prove that you can steward more. If you waste or neglect them, you broadcast that you are not yet ready. Start small. Budget with wisdom. Give generously. And invest in yourself. These choices carry prophetic weight. Chosen one. Alignment is living as though your promise has already arrived. It is walking, speaking, and deciding from the frequency of abundance. As you do this daily, heaven mirrors it back to you in tangible ways. Open doors, divine connections, unexpected provision. Keep your vibration high and watch wealth flow into your life like a river without end. Chosen one. One of the greatest challenges in your journey to abundance is learning to trust the process. The moment you declare, "I am a millionaire," it is done. Heaven begins to move, but the unfolding rarely looks like the picture in your mind. There will be delays, detours, and unexpected turns. If you are not careful, doubt will creep in and whisper, "It's not working. Nothing is happening." But hear me. Heaven is never late. The divine clock is always on time. Your responsibility is not to control the how or the when. That part belongs to God. Your assignment is to believe, to align, and to stay faithful. The details, the timing, the open doors, those are orchestrated from above. Trusting the process means you release the pressure to figure everything out. You don't need to manipulate outcomes or force opportunities. You simply need to rest in the knowing that heaven has already finished what you are just beginning to see. I know what it feels like to wrestle with impatience. I have prayed for answers and felt silence stretch longer than expected. I have wondered if heaven had forgotten my name. Yet every time provision came, not in my way, not in my timing, but in ways far better than I could have imagined. That is the testimony I carry, and it is the promise I extend to you. What feels like delay is often divine redirection. What looks like silence is often heaven rearranging circumstances on your behalf. Chosen one. Doubt is one of the greatest thieves of manifestation. Even the smallest sliver of unbelief creates resistance. It's like static on a frequency, disrupting the signal. On one hand, you're declaring wealth. But, on the other hand, you're secretly questioning if it will happen. This double-mindedness slows everything down. But when you release doubt and fully embrace the truth that it is already done, the resistance lifts and the flow accelerates. Trust is not weakness, it is power. When you trust the process, you declare that you believe heaven is wiser than your plans. You demonstrate that you know abundance is not earned by anxiety, but received by faith. Each time you choose trust over fear, you release a powerful signal to the universe. I am ready. I am aligned. I believe, and heaven responds to that faith with movement, aligning opportunities, people, and resources to carry you forward. Think of it this way. The path to wealth is rarely a straight line. Sometimes you will face detours that seem to delay the journey, but those detours may bring you into contact with the very connections you will need later. Sometimes you will feel doors close abruptly, but those closed doors are often heaven's way of protecting you from something smaller than what was intended for you. Every step of your journey, even those that appeared to be disappointments, has been preparing you to receive everything God has promised. Chosen one. Release the pressure of trying to understand every detail. Find peace in knowing that the life you have been believing for is already taking shape according to heaven's plan, even when nothing seems to be changing before your eyes. Trust that God is working beyond what you can see. He is arranging the right relationships, opening the right doors, and orchestrating the perfect timing. Your responsibility is to remain faithful. Respond when He leads you, and never let go of the promise He has placed in your heart. Remain confident in the process. Anointed one. Heaven has already set it in motion. Chosen one. One of the greatest ways to cooperate with God's provision is to begin living from the place of faith instead of fear. Living as if is not about pretending to be someone you are not. It is about bringing your daily choices into agreement with what God has already spoken over your life. When your actions reflect confidence in His promises, your life begins to mirror the abundance He has prepared for you. Faith expressed through obedience creates room for heaven's provision to become visible. Consider a bride who has accepted a marriage proposal. She does not wait until the wedding day to embrace the joy of her new future. From the moment she says yes, her attitude, her preparation, and her decisions begin reflecting the life she knows is coming. Chosen one. The moment you embraced God's vision for your future, your destiny was set into motion. Now is the time to live in harmony with that calling. Ask yourself each day, how would the person God is preparing me to become respond in this moment? Would that person retreat in fear, or move forward with courage when new opportunities appear? Would that person cling tightly to every resource out of anxiety, or manage God's blessings with wisdom, gratitude, and generosity? Would that person continue speaking words shaped by limitation, or confidently declare the promises of life, increase, and divine provision over every circumstance? The answers to those questions are your blueprint. I know this path personally. There were seasons when my external reality did not look like wealth. Yet I began to carry myself with dignity and order. I dressed as though I valued myself. I organized my space as though abundance belonged there. I spoke with confidence, even when I felt nervous inside. And little by little, my external reality began to rise to the level of my internal assumption, acting as if trained my spirit, my mind, and even my circumstances to align with abundance. Chosen one. Your environment matters. If your surroundings constantly reflect chaos and lack, your spirit will absorb that energy. Begin to shape your environment to mirror the life you are stepping into. This does not mean reckless spending or pretending to have what you don't. It means creating order, beauty, and gratitude. Where you are right now, organize your space. Upgrade small things that remind you of excellence. Speak over your home. This is the dwelling place of abundance. Every change you make, no matter how small, is a declaration that you are already aligned. Your language also carries prophetic weight. Stop saying, "I can't afford this," or "I'm broke." Those words contradict your identity. Instead, say, "I choose to invest in what aligns with my abundance," or "I am stewarding my wealth wisely." Words are not casual. They are seeds, and they always bear fruit. Speak only what you want to see. And above all, embody generosity. Wealth in the kingdom is not about hoarding, but about flow. When you give, even from a small place, you declare that you trust heaven as your source. Acting as if means giving with the confidence that more is always coming. This posture unlocks doors no calculation can open. Chosen one. Acting as if is faith in motion. It is living today as though the promise is already visible. When you align your habits, your environment, your words, and your generosity with your millionaire identity, you magnetize the reality that is already written. Walk boldly. The crown is already on your head, even if others can't see it yet. Chosen one. Declaring your millionaire identity and acting as if are powerful steps. But the true test comes in staying aligned. Manifestation is not a one-time event. It is a continual process of agreement with heaven. Many begin the journey strong, But when external circumstances challenge them, they slip back into doubt. That will not be your story. You have been chosen to remain steadfast until the promise fully manifests. Staying in alignment means holding your vibration of wealth. Regardless of what appears around you, bills may come, unexpected expenses may rise. People may question your decisions or mock your faith. Yet, even in the storm, you must declare, I am abundant. I am already wealthy. Nothing can shake what heaven has written. Alignment is not about ignoring reality. It is about refusing to let temporary conditions rewrite eternal truth. Think of a compass. No matter how many times it is shaken, the needle eventually settles back to true north. Your true north is abundance. Every distraction, every trial, every delay is simply a shaking. But if you remain faithful, your spirit will always realign with the frequency of wealth. This is why consistency is critical. Daily affirmations, constant gratitude, and unwavering trust are your anchors. Chosen one. Gratitude is the oxygen of alignment. Each day, take time to thank God for what you already see. Thank Him for the roof over your head, the food on your table, the opportunities unfolding. Gratitude not only lifts your vibration, it sharpens your vision. When you appreciate what you have, you begin to see the hidden abundance around you. And heaven responds to gratitude with multiplication. Trust is equally essential. Staying in alignment means you believe that even when you cannot see the full picture, heaven is still working in your favor. Delays are not denials. Closed doors are divine redirections. What looks like loss may actually be positioning for greater gain. Trust says, even if I cannot see it yet, I know it is already done. That level of faith keeps your energy aligned with abundance. No matter what unfolds, I have lived this truth. There were times when my situation looked unchanged, yet I chose to stay aligned. I spoke abundance when I felt lack. I praised when I had questions. I gave thanks when I had only little. And slowly, quietly, powerfully, the breakthrough came. The shift was undeniable. Chosen one. The same will happen for you as long as you remain aligned. Lastly, alignment requires focus. Keep your eyes on the vision, not the distractions. Old patterns will try to pull you back. Negative voices may rise against you. But you are chosen to stay steady. Replay this word. Soak in its energy. Let it strengthen your spirit. The more you repeat, the stronger your alignment becomes, and the faster your external world mirrors your internal conviction. Chosen one. Staying in alignment is the bridge between declaration and manifestation. Hold fast. Keep your vibration high. Keep gratitude on your lips. And trust in your heart. The promise is already yours. It is only a matter of time before it fully appears. Chosen one. As we arrive at the culmination of this journey, remember that this process has never been only about becoming a millionaire. It has been about discovering who you truly are in the eyes of heaven. Wealth is not just measured in numbers, but in identity, purpose, and legacy. When you step into abundance, you are stepping into alignment with your divine assignment. Your millionaire reality is not coming someday. It is here. The fact that you are still watching, still receiving, still breathing in every word is proof that your spirit is ready. The universe, the kingdom, heaven itself has already written this chapter with your name on it. The abundance waiting for you is not random. It has been prepared. You are not chasing wealth. Wealth is chasing you because you are chosen to steward it for a greater good. Chosen one. Take this personally. Your presence on this earth is strategic. The finances flowing into your life are not only for your comfort, but for your calling. You will fund visions, bless families, and build legacies. Your testimony will inspire others to believe that what seemed impossible can become reality. You are not only stepping into abundance, you are becoming a living example of heaven's ability to transform a life. I know what it feels like to carry a promise and wonder when it will finally appear. I've known the tension of waiting and the temptation to give up, but every time I held on, every time I refused to let go of alignment, heaven proved faithful. Chosen one. The same God who lifted me will lift you. The same hand that opened doors for me will open doors for you. What you thought was out of reach will suddenly feel inevitable because it has always been written. Your responsibility now is to keep living in the vibration of abundance. Keep declaring, I am a millionaire. It is done. Keep acting as if. Keep aligning your thoughts, motion, and actions with overflow. This consistency will carry you from promise to fulfillment. Do not be swayed by temporary appearances. Do not be distracted by delays. Remember, delays are only setups for greater demonstrations of glory. Chosen one. Wealth is not the end. It is the beginning of new assignments. You are being entrusted with influence, with resources, and with opportunities to impact lives. Carry this mantle with humility and strength. Walk in boldness, knowing the crown fits your head because heaven placed it there. Live generously because true abundance multiplies when it flows. So, as this word closes, rise with a new conviction. Walk into every room as though it already belongs to you. Make decisions as though heaven has already funded them. Walk each day with a thankful heart, as though every prayer has already been answered. Because the truth is this, chosen one, the life of abundance God has prepared for you is no longer distant. It is no longer a dream to chase, a hope to cling to, or a promise waiting somewhere in the future. It is becoming your present reality. It is the inheritance assigned to you. It is part of the identity God is establishing within you. Embrace it. Walk confidently in it. And allow the world to witness what happens when one of God's chosen faithfully steps into the purpose heaven has prepared. Chosen one. As these final words settle into your heart, receive them with faith. You are no longer standing on the outside, waiting for provision to arrive. You are already walking within the season of God's abundance. The supernatural release has already begun. This is your Kairos moment, the appointed season ordained by heaven. Every detail has been carefully arranged to lead you into the fullness of what God has written over your life from the very beginning. You are not simply entering a season of increase. You are stepping into the identity you were created to carry. You are one of God's chosen, called to be a steward of provision, a builder of legacy, and a light of influence. The spirit of abundance has taken root within you. The favor of God rests upon your life, and no force on earth can overturn what He has established. Move forward with courage, because the doors that once remained closed are beginning to open before you. Chosen one. Let gratitude fill your heart. Thank God for His faithfulness. Even when every promise has not yet become visible, a grateful heart keeps you connected to the flow of His divine purpose. Remain faithful through every season. Stand firm in your trust. knowing that the God who called you is also the one who will sustain you. Your path has been secured by his hand, and the inheritance he has prepared cannot be taken away. I speak this blessing over your life today. May his peace guard your heart. May his wisdom direct every decision you make. And may his provision overflow into every area of your life. Go forward with unwavering confidence, knowing that the abundant future God has promised is already unfolding, and nothing can cancel what he has ordained. If these words have confirmed what God is speaking to your spirit, respond in faith. Share this message. Speak his promises with confidence. Declare them over your life. Chosen one, the word has been released, and what heaven has established is already being fulfilled.